Hello everyone, I am Diego Garibay. I am one of the partners in Ringsherum, the other one being my good friend Esteban Morales. And I'm here to tell you about Ringsherum. What is Ringsherum? What do we do? When the company was born, the idea behind the company was that there were we found out that there were some producers in Mexico with amazing juice that those juices sometimes were already known on this side of the ocean in Europe by some people, because here in Europe I have come to find some people that are connoisseurs of the mezcal, the agave distills. And in Italy, in Holland, in Germany, Denmark, France, Spain, I have talked to people that have a real passion and they knew already these brands, but they're small brands, so sometimes they were not willing to bring a pallet, of course, much less a container of these brands. So what we thought is to create this link. So bring small amounts of these products and have them available for these people that they wanted them in their bars or in their companies, but couldn't do it. So we selected a portfolio of brands, and we work with very high ethical standards. We, of course, pay the producers the fair price, that's a given. And we try to have the best prices available for the distributors so that the bar people have also fair prices to work with final clients, because we think they are the ones educating the final consumer, which is an amazing labor. Okay, with that being said, the concept of the brand, how did we create the portfolio? So the portfolio, we started with the first brand that embraced us, which was La Venenosa, which is a Raicilla, and soon to be only an agave distill. And La Venenosa has their starting lineup, so to speak. I'm gonna put in the starting lineup also their new expression. I say new, it's not completely new, but it's important to point out that it's newer than the other ones. It's the black, the green, the orange, and the red, plus the white one. So black is from the Sierra Occidental, Maximiliana, green is Angustifolia, and Amarillo from the coast, and then Cenizo is the red one from the Sierra Sur, and then you have Sierra del Tigre with Inaiquidens, and the white one, which is also from La Costa, and it's from an Angustifolia. Those are that's the starting lineup from La Venenosa, because there are different regions. That's what the brand is very focused on, different regions, different styles from the state of Jalisco. In the Tucci, you have also different region, and Tucci is from a very remote part of the state of Jalisco. Even though it's 300 kilometers on a straight line, it would take you around 10 hours to get to where they distill this juice, because it's a very shitty road, okay? And that's Tucci from Agave Mascarillo, and then you have Puntas, which I would say from the whole portfolio, that's the most sophisticated drink we have, done by Gerardo Peña from Agave Maximiliana. I'm going to speak about Don Gerardo a bit later. The second brand that we brought, and I'm going to explain why it's not only brands, but it's also the categories, but I'm going to do that in the end. The second brand is Sotol, is La Higuera, which is a Sotol. The La Higuera Sotol is a very interesting brand because they distill three different types of Sotoles, three different types of decilirios, and they were the first brand. Other brands are also, of course, doing it, but the first brand to do same style, three different plants. Okay, so some of the brands are doing one style with one specific plant, and maybe it's the same, but they do the same, exactly the same style, so same palenque, same procedure, but the only to taste the different profiles of the plant. That's what they tried, and I think they were the first. If they were not, it's also not important, but I think they were the first. Then we have the other, on the Oaxacan side, we have the Fidencio, which is an incredible brand, in my opinion, from the brands that were there in the beginning of the boom. I think Fidencio, no, Danzantes and Alipuz also, and it's also an outstanding brand. But Fidencio and them, I think, are the only two brands that have not been sold to big corporations. So, and that is very important for us. It means the owners have a passion, like we do, for agave distilled. So, from the big brands that have a big selling capacity, okay, that's what I'm talking about. Fidencio has more expressions than the ones we bring to Europe. We have the Tepestate and the Madrecuiche, and of course the Clásico, which for me, you can drink it alone, it's delicious, but it's also for mixing, right price on that bottle. And they also have other expressions that hopefully in the future we're able to bring them to Europe, okay? But right now we have Tepestate, Madrecuiche, and Clásico. Then, so we have Yowi, which is a Bacanora. And Yowi is Bacanora is from the north part of Mexico, and even though it's produced with agave angustifolia, don't fool yourself thinking that I know the profile. No, agave angustifolia is just a variety, and it has a lot of subspecies, okay? So this one grows very small in the north part of Mexico, and it's a completely different profile than an espadín from Oaxaca. Then we have Lobo de la Sierra, which is the same producer as La Venenosa Puntas, and that's the drink he keeps for himself, the one he does with his recipe. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's also from Don Gerardo. Beautiful expression from La Sierra Occidental, from near Mascota, Jalisco. Beautiful Raicilla that we're very proud to have. And last but not least, an agave distill called Caballito Cerrero. This is a cult brand. Anybody who knows the agave distill world has heard of Caballito Cerrero. They belonged some years ago to the Herradura family, and they separated. They are in the middle of tequila land, and they don't certify. They don't even use the same agave. They use Angustifolia instead of Tequilana Weber. And if you haven't tried Caballito, you will not mistake if you see the bottle on a bar and say, kill me with that one. So those are the brands we represent proudly. Right now we work mostly we work exclusively with agave distills, and maybe in the future we would like to grow to other distills, but right now this is who we are. I also want to point out that we bring not to every country in Europe, but some countries. We also bring Derrumbes, which is another brand we're very, very proud to have in our portfolio. But we don't have it for all countries. It's just for some. As a matter of fact, the Derrumbes San Luis Potosí just won a prize, Mezcal of the Year here in Germany. And what I was gonna say, that I said I was gonna say in the end, is that the brands, what we tried to do with Ringsherum was to have the whole range of agave distills. There are more agave distills, but what we tried to do, and I think we were the first ones to have all the categories, the proper known categories of agave distills. I'm not sure if we were the first one. It's also not important if we were the first ones, but we tried to create the first portfolio where all agave distills were represented. Okay, and that's it. I want to send a big hug to everyone in Bart's Bottles. I hope you guys are doing fine on these complicated times. Ciao.